Hey y'all, it's Leah. I wanted to share one of my two Dephemerember journals for 2024. I got this urge to do two of them. So one is a Christmas one, and then I'm doing another video with the other one, which is more grungy. So this first one, the journal itself came from a friend of mine, Anita. She had gotten one of the Cinch thermal machines, and so she was trying that out. So this was one of the first ones that she did. So it's where you can put your individual pieces of paper, and then you wrap a piece around it with a glue strip, and then you set it in the machine and it binds it just like a traditional like they do, glue books and that kind of thing. So um I had gotten this from one of our freebie events, and so because I wanted to see it before I bought the machine. And as soon as I saw how cool the journal was, I bought myself one of the machines with some birthday money. So anyway, so she decorated it, and I thought it would make the perfect little journal for this Dephemerember. And I will probably end up, there's 50 pages in there, so 100 pages, because they're double-sided. And so I think I will end up using this again next year for the next set of Dephemerember prompts. And so, yeah, so this is what I have so far. So this is actually, I didn't do them in order. I just kind of put things randomly throughout the journal. So this is actually the last day's prompt, which was mixed media and a mixed media tag, and then urban graffiti. And so I used alcohol inks for the very first time, and then I took a acrylic marker and wrote kind of in a graffiti-ish style. And of course, I misspelled Dephemerember, which, if you know me, I'm an English teacher and misspelled words drive me crazy. But I decided to channel just kind of let it go and not be a perfectionist about this, and just like, it's okay to make a mistake. And so I added in the letters that were missing, and it's okay. I still love the tag. And I'm really happy with the way the inks went on there. So I have my prompt list, and I just added some gilding wax to the edges for that. And so that list is there. And then what I'll do is, just as I use it in future, for future years, I'll just add the prompts, and I may end up doing, a couple of years, hopefully, if Barbara and Louisa continue to do this, which hopefully they will. Okay, so this is another one of the prompts. This was an altered book page and and blackout poetry, which that was really fun. I've done blackout poetry with my students. I taught middle school, and so this was a fun little activity to do. And that was my first time actually doing it, where you didn't black out the whole thing, but you kind of did a decorative piece with it. And so I was really excited by that. As you can see, I have a lot of empty pages. This was the prompt that was collage. I should actually have the prompt list next to me so I can see this. This was the animals. Where is that one? Sorry about that. Oh, it was apothecary labels and quirky cats or dogs. I saw somebody had posted, and I think they had written quirky animals, and so I didn't look back at the prompt. So I ended up doing animals. I had these fun little stickers that my mom had sent me. And so I just kind of went with that, and I thought that would be okay because they had told us it's open to our interpretation. So I did that. I had done this mixed media background, and I really liked that, and so I used that as just kind of a tuck spot. And then I have some apothecary labels on there, and I decided to make it Christmassy. I would give the animals a little hat, and then it's got some glitter texture paste on there to make the little ball and the little ruffles. So I wish it would have been an opaque texture paste, but I will go with it. The other thing about this journal is a friend of mine, Nikki, and I were both doing Dephemerember, and we did swap. We did 25 items, and so that was our goal, was to use at least one in each prompt. And so I actually did it for both journals. I was pretty proud of myself that I was able to do that. So this is one of the trims that was in there, so I added that to this page. So this is the prompt that was the double tag with the mechanical flowers. And so what I did for this one is I just die cut some flowers that I had, and then I embossed them and then added some gears to that as like the centers of the flowers, and then just did some gilding wax around the edges, and then I just made it wrap around my page with the paper clip. So that's the other side with that, and then just added some little poinsettias to make it a little more Christmassy with that. And then my piece from Nikki, so in the inside I did hinges, and then so this was some paper that was included in, she had a little recipe, an old recipe book in there, and so I used that. And then I just had these little Dollar Tree rivets. Thanks, Mom, for the hint to do that, because I did just have the plain paper, and she's like, oh, you have those rivets, why don't you add that? So that was actually perfect for that. This was the I think this was the Beloved Visitor one. I don't remember exactly what that was. Oh, I know it was like a collage background. Oh, altered pocket and texture fragments. That's what it was. So this is my altered pocket. So it's one of those like little bags that some places have with your silverware in it, and so I just cut that down and then added some texture paste to that. And then this is one of the digitals from my friend Anita, who actually got the journal from. So I had that, and then just some little pieces. And then this is I did another one of those textured backgrounds on there, so that's my little tag for that. And then my piece from Nikki was this little piece of, she had given me a pillowcase, an embroidered pillowcase. And so I used that in there. So I get that back in. Some extra pages. This was my steampunk butterfly. And so I had that digital. So I just added some gears. I had die cut the frame. So this is, yeah, steampunk butterfly with a frame, a picture frame on that. And then I just spritzed it with some Distress Oxide on there. And then that was the piece from Nikki that had these metal leaves in there. Make sure I'm not skipping anything. This was the flip. So this is one of the last ones, the envelope flip and the secret love letter. So I used a Daphne's Diary Christmas edition, and so I cut out, I love, if you've never seen a Daphne's Diary, they have a lot of the page edges have borders on them, and so they make really cool borders for your pages and for your projects. And so I cut that out and used that here, and then they had this picture in it as well. And so then I added, from Nikki, I added some of that book page, and then just a couple pieces of lace and some pearls. And then on this side, on the flip side, this was another piece from the magazine. And then I just glued this part to make this a little tuck spot, so I can add something to that. And then this was another part of that page in Daphne's Diary where I got it. And then I had some old school writing paper, and then I wrote a letter to myself. So I've had a pretty rough year dealing with kind of some mental health stuff, and so I kind of wrote a letter to myself, just kind of talking about how, how the year has been, and that I kind of talking about the work that I've done to kind of get to move beyond that and to kind of strengthen my mind again. And so just talking about how, you know, things do get better. So it's a nice little reminder to myself that I can go back and look at in future years and see like, yeah, you did kind of move past that. And even because I'm sure it's something that I've dealt with kind of since I was a teenager. And so I know I will have things in the future. So this will be a nice letter to read to myself and just remind myself that I can get through those dark times. So I have, this was one of the first ones, was the altered playing card and keys, metal keys. And so I did, somebody had posted this in the group, in the Dephemerember inspiration group. And so I thought that was a really cool thing to do, was like that little page tab. And then I just added, this was a piece of that recipe book that Nikki had given me, so I added that to it. Let's see. This was the I forgot that I wrote them on here. I wrote them on the box. Either put the date, or if I could fit the whole thing, I did that. So this was December 9th. This was the journaling card and the beloved visitor. So of course it's Christmas, so I did Santa for that. So it's just a couple of layers. I had this postcard. So then I just had a couple of layers of pattern paper that I layered on that with some gilding wax. This is probably one of my favorites. It's the one that kind of scared me. I had two that scared me. So this was the, from the 19th, this was the paper bag handle and the slow stitching. So slow stitching is something I've always wanted to do, but I was really intimidated by it. And then I found a video that I can actually link below that really helped me. And so what she did was she stamped on muslin, which I've done before, so that was easy for me. And then she did layers. She kind of picked out 3 layers of fabric or lace. So I have, Nikki had given me just some of this like real textured, it's almost like a woven straw kind of thing. And so that's behind it, so you can kind of see some of the pieces sticking out. And then I had this Christmas fabric. And so I layered those together, and I just used some red twine and went through and kind of did my little stitching, and then added a piece of lace to it. So I stitched that on, and then I added a button at the end. And then I used the paper bag handle as the little tabs. I kind of cheated on that a little. I didn't do too much with it. So that is there. And I'm trying to think of, the stuff from Nikki was there. Okay, so I was really happy with that one. That was a fun one. This is the other one that super intimidated me. So this was day, did I not? Oh no, I haven't written on these yet, on all of these. So this was the, whatchamacallit, the mini pocket letter and specimens. So I have never done a pocket letter. I've been in a couple of groups where they did pocket letter swaps, and I always shied away from them because for some reason they just really intimidated me. And so again, I found, or I saw Louisa and how she had kind of taken a page and sewed on it. I was like, okay, I can do that. So I grabbed a sheet protector and cut they're about 2-inch squares on there, and I left the edge on it. And so I sewed around it so the top is open. So sewed my little X on there, my little cross on there, and then I just took an X-Acto knife and cut out the top part so I could slide in those little specimen cards. And so those are just some die cuts that I had gotten from somebody, and then I have some stamps that have like the numbers and different the number word and then some different numbers. And so I just did that. Okay. And then I have that slid into the one that was a tuck spot in cheese, which I thought was a really funny one. So thankfully I went through a Daphne's diary, and she had a little thing that said a bit of bread and cheese. I was like, yes, that is perfect. I had some paper from her that was included in one of the magazines, and so I used that. This was a piece from Nikki. It was like this really scroll looking thing. I just added a little piece of doily, and then I added a little doily. So in my imagination, this is like your little picnic spread, your little plate, and that's my baguettes and cheese. So my mom, when I showed it to my mom, she's like, "Oh, is that bacon?" I was like, "No, it's a baguette because it's bread and cheese." So hopefully that makes sense to somebody. It makes sense to me. So, and that's all that really matters. So, this was a fun one. This is another one that I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" And so I watched Louisa's video, and just kind of saw what she did. I tried not to watch a ton of the videos because I really wanted to kind of see what I could come up with on my own. But this was one that I was like, I don't even, I mean, I know what a curiosity shop is, but I wasn't sure how to translate that. So it was a collage postcard and curiosity shop. So again, I went to my Daphne diary and she had this dollhouse. And so I cut that out, and then found a couple more things from her. And then I have some of those big like hardcover sticker books that are one's like an antiquarian, and then I had one that is actually Cabinet of Curiosities, and so that had a bunch of just random stickers that I could find. So I have like the dinosaur, and I had the key and the little hot air balloon and some other little random things, and then just added some words that I thought would fit with curiosity. So that's that one. This was the woven flower and snippet roll. And so snippet rolls are something, again, that I love the way they look, but they are kind of intimidating to me. And so I really had fun with this one. I wanted it to be kind of just more of a background. So I used just pieces of like writing paper and book page and that kind of stuff. And so that was my background, and I'm just learning how to sew. And so I was really excited that I could use a fancy stitch with that, and then just added some of these little die cuts that I had. And then I made my little woven flower, and so I was really excited about that. So I just took three colors, the red, white, and green, of some thread that I had, and I braided them together, and then I cut out a circle, or just, a little piece of cardstock, and added some glue to it, and then I just started spiraling to make my little flower, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out. And then I just have this cute little tag. I love this little girl. She was adorable. And then just added that to that piece. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what piece was from Nikki on the, it was probably some of the book page. I think that's what it was on that one. And then on the back, this was day 2. That was the layered tag and the retro film strip. And so layering is something that I've really been working on this year. And so I've got my Santa on there, and then just did some different pieces. And then I had this roll of Tim Holtz film strip, which was perfect. And so I added that, and then added this little piece of film strip to kind of tuck that in. And I think that was my Nikki piece on there. This one I really, really liked. This was the flip out and the old photo. And so this was, I got this from Nikki, it was this embossed envelope that's really pretty. It's got kind of some shimmer to it. I'm not sure if you can see that. And then I added some old book page that was coffee dyed, and then this is a piece of book page in a foreign language. I'm not sure which one. And then I just had some die cuts and a doily, and then this is one of the Tim Holtz pictures, and so I like them. And then just added some enamel dots to kind of make the holly pop a little bit. And so I haven't put anything in the pocket there, so that's open for future use. This was the black and white bookmark. Nikki crocheted. She does a lot of crocheted flowers and paper clips and that kind of stuff. And so I just did some layers of some Tim Holtz paper and picture, and it just says Merry Little Christmas. And then I had just a piece of sari silk that I added to that. And then I turned it into a paper clip. I just added a piece of, I think the glue kind of stuck to that. Anyway, it's a piece of cardstock on there that I put on there to make the paper clip. And that is the whole thing. So that is my Christmas version of Dephemerember for 2024. Yes, it is January 23rd, and I just finished it today, but to my credit, I was out of town for 3 weeks. I went to Texas to my parents from the 17th to January 4th. So I didn't take it with me, even though my mom also does junk journaling. We knew I didn't want to have to bring all of my stuff, being that I needed to incorporate the stuff from Nikki in there too. So I let it sit. I had, 3 weeks. I started it, and then I had a couple of weeks off. So I got back to it last week because, of course, I came home sick. So anyway, so that is done. I'm really excited about it. Hope you liked it. Hope you got some ideas for it, for things that you could do. So thanks for watching.